All right, Christmas is done. Now we're going into the new year. So let's not fall off track. Let's get in this week and get these workouts in. You're going to start off with front squats. 3 sets of 2 at 92%. That's going to be pretty heavy, similar to back squat last week. Same rep scheme and same percent. It should feel similar to the back squat last week. Then you're going to complete as many rounds as possible in 10 minutes of 10 kettlebell lunge. That's going to be with a 24 or 16 kilogram kettlebell, 10 kettlebell snatch, and 30 double unders. You may notice that we do lunges in the Metcon sometimes after a front or after a squatting session. And typically, if you were going just for strength, if you were trying to build strength in your legs, you would squat and then you would do some supplemental work. And I'm talking about if you weren't doing CrossFit, if you weren't trying to get your conditioning up, you're just working on strength. So the supplemental work would not be for time like we normally do it. Like it wouldn't be for time like a Metcon is. So what we do, we take some of that supplemental work that you would normally do separate from a Metcon, and we put that into a Metcon. And it's a good way to supplement the squat, but get it into a Metcon to where you're still getting conditioning in while you're doing the supplemental work. On Tuesday, we're going to snatch, a full snatch, 3 sets of 2 at 92%. This should obviously feel pretty heavy, 92%, you're almost at your max. Depending on how you feel from the day before and even last week, if you're not hitting that 92%, go ahead and back off the weight some. It should feel heavy, but you don't want to be missing the reps. So if you need to back off some, that's fine. Then we're going to do 3 rounds for time of 12 pull-ups, 12 burpees, and a 100-meter sprint. This workout is not going to be real long, but it should be very, very intense. This should be one that you're just laid out on the ground after. Then you're going to rest about 5 minutes and do a 400-meter sled pull at a steady pace. The 400-meter sled pull is not necessarily for time, but you should be pushing yourself. You should be constantly moving. You should feel like you want to stop, but you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to make it to that next landmark before I stop and rest, or I'm going to finish this without resting. So a good steady pace throughout that sled pull. So we got a lot to get in today, but the Metcon is not going to take too long. So we do have time to get everything in. Jumping back to the Metcon, this is meant to be very intense, so scale accordingly. I don't want you doing like 3 pull-ups and then having to rest for a long time, then doing 3 more pull-ups. That may be okay on the last round. But so go ahead and scale if you need to get through those pull-ups faster. It's meant to be continuously moving. Then deadlift. Again, we're doing heavy deadlift just like we did on the squats and the snatch earlier this week. Then with a partner, you're going to complete 20 rounds of 5 hang clean and jerk and run 200 meters. Each partner is going to complete a full round before they switch. So you're going to have a decent amount of rest, maybe a minute to 2 minute rest in between each round. So your actual working set should be very, very intense, and you're going to get about a good 1 to 2 minutes of rest in between each one. I like doing the hang cleans here because it's a good supplement to deadlift without overdoing it. So one reason we're doing it from a hang position is to not overdo that pulling movement from the ground, because you just did a pulling movement yesterday with the squats. The day before, you did a little bit of pulling with the kettlebell snatch, but that is more like a hang. So when we do it from a hang, we eliminate that pull from the ground, and that lets our body recover from the other pulls of the ground, from the ground that we've done. Then on New Year's Eve, we are going to be open on New Year's Eve. We're not going to have a 5:30 or a 6:30 p.m. class. So come in, you're going to do as many rounds as you can in 25 minutes of row 500 meters, 15 push-ups for guys, 10 for ladies. You're going to run 400 meters, then 25 air squats. If there's a big class, this is set up so you can stagger the start so everybody can have enough rowers. If it's a big class, you may need to stagger the start by about 3 minutes. and nobody should run into each other on the rowers once you do that. Then on Friday, we're going to be closed for New Year's Day. On Saturday, with a partner, you're going to complete the following in any order, any rep scheme you would like. 10 rope climbs, a 2,000-meter run, 100 kettlebell swings, and 100 burpees. And you don't have to do the movements in that order. You can do it, you can split it up into 5 rounds. You can do them in that order if you'd like. Just however you want to split it up. You can start at burpees and go through backwards. However you would like to split this up. So get with your partner, come up with a good strategy.